fix that in post. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unsung Heroes. My name is Mike Mercadal. I host a podcast called Zeros on Heroes where I interview people about their heroes, but this is Unsung Heroes where you guys get to be the heroes. Thank you all for being here live at the Creek in the Cave every Thursday at 8 p.m. Guys, what is this? We are the... Do you hear it? You hear it? Motherfucking Queen, baby. That's what we're talking about today. Yeah? Oh, yeah. We are the... Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Unsung Heroes, Mercury Rising. We're talking about Freddie Mercury and Queen, and because Bohemian Rhapsody's coming out, and boy, are movies about biopic movies about music hit or miss. Let's say they are tricky to attack, and apparently they did not do justice to Mr. Mercury in this new one. Apparently, we'll get into it, but we're gonna talk about your favorite Queen hits from the 70s and 80s and 90, early 90, 91 was when he passed away, but that doesn't count. But we're going to celebrate the life of the man who was the best front man, arguably the best front man in rock and roll history. And also talk about your personal movie music favorites. And is this shit still running? Okay, no. And we're going to talk about, I have a list of lesser known Freddie Mercury facts that we can dive into. My personal favorite, this one's come up a bunch, is that at one point, Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson were supposed to work together. You guys know that? Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson were supposed to work. You want to know why it fell apart? Michael Jackson refused to stop bringing his pet llama into the studio. I cannot think of a more Michael Jackson story than that. And who knows what would have come out of that, man? If you think about that fucking song, like Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury at their peaks. Oh, fuck, it's crazy. I'll also talk about your favorite Queen hits. You know, we'll talk about everybody just... It's a nonstop carnival of hits. But what do you say we get our first hero champion? Well, everybody's a champion. Before we do that, thank you, buddy. Before we do that, I also want to just let you know that the Zeros on Heroes New York Comic Con episodes are out, and they're coming out on Monday for subscribers, Tuesday for everybody else. And there's been a really cool. The last one was Midnight Texas. I got to interview the cast of that show on NBC. That they were all really nice, and I ended up like catching up on the whole show. It's airing now. It's fucking angels and demons and all kind of vampires, and there's a were-tiger in it. It's nuts. And yeah, it's written by the lady who did True Blood. She wrote the novels, and I got to interview her too. It was great. It's a great episode. I recommend everybody go listen to it, like, share, and subscribe. And the next one, there's a movie coming out this week, an independent movie called Prospect. Has anybody heard of it? The guy from Game of Thrones, Martell, that gets his head squished. Yeah. And he's also in Narcos, and my name is blanking on him right now. Pedro Pascal, thank you. He's in a bunch of stuff, but he's in that movie, and I got to do like a little press conference with the directors and the actress girl that she's like this young actress that it's supposed to be super dope. The movie looks really, really cool, and I got to do the press conference, and you guys can hear that on Monday/Tuesday, depending on whether you're subscribed. Moving on. Are you ready to rock? Yeah! And the first champion coming up to the stage this evening, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Adam Suzanne! Adam, what's up?
Meredith Louise, Meredith Vieira, Meredith Louise Vieira, Meredith.
If this is your whole 5 minutes, I'm gonna let it slide.
Meredith Louise Vieira, Meredith Louise Vieira, Meredith Vieira, Meredith Louise Vieira. Meredith Vieira.
All right, we gotta. Everybody has stopped listening at this point. What is this bullshit?
Meredith Vieira. All we hear is Meredith Louise.
Adam,
sorry.
I have to veto this. Adam, welcome to the show. He sounds like you like this song.
I like Queen.
You
Queen's
would
good.
want. Remember when Queen started to tour with Paul Rogers from Bad Company? They were doing a tour. Would
British.
you have lost your shit if it had been Queen with Meredith Vieira? Front woman Meredith Vieira.
I mean, she's a queen. She should be queen. She is kind of like an American queen, so
It's
a good idea.
The
She
queen
should- Meredith Vieira interviewing Freddie Mercury would be another.
Ooh.
I don't know if my body could handle it.
Yeah, you would have lost your shit.
I don't know if you can get like that the feeling in your balls or on your body, that kind of feeling. Of just joy.
Do you know anything about the movie that's coming out? The biopic that was
Not good on Rotten Tomatoes. That's all I know so far.
Apparently, you know what it suffers. I was reading the reviews, and you know what it suffers. It's every Brian Singer also. Toby will get your turn. You will get your turn.
Blind item Toby Nelson, the blind item queen.
Yeah, there was a lot of turmoil on that movie. It was also when it was Sacha Baron Cohen was supposed to play Freddie Mercury, and it'll never be. And I'm so sad that this is like what we got, because apparently it suffers from the lone survivor syndrome. You know what I mean? Like when there's only like the people left to tell the story.
Brian May and Roger Taylor, but this they sugarcoat it. But I've heard that there is some, and for some of the trailer, it looks like they're like Walk Hard parodied those scenes 10 years ago.
Yes.
Like We Will Rock. Like, what are the lyrics? And then they suddenly have a song in 5 seconds.
Yeah, it does.
It was almost like they're like Walk Hard parodied that 10 years ago.
And at some point, apparently, there's like they break up, quote unquote, and then they try. Like Freddie Mercury begs Brian May and
They did have solo albums. They were up, but they were never. I don't know if they were ever like Queen's done, but. They did. Like they've all had solo records at a certain point.
Freddie Mercury put out one,
Mr. Bad Guy,
that he dedicated to his cats.
All right, good trivia. Here's in their last music video, right? Freddie Mercury. It's not the song is like not whatever. It's not that great, but in the video, Freddie Mercury wearing a vest of cats.
Yes,
it is. He is the high school. He's like the middle school librarian. In a fucking cat.
That
vest.
motherfucker loves cats.
Yeah, he loved his cats. I think like in his solo. Yeah, he dedicated the solo album to his cats. But good trivia.
It's like you don't think of Freddie Mercury as being one of those crazy cat ladies, but he was apparently.
Yeah. Also, a good trivia about is Queen. I think is the only band where all 4 members are in the Songwriter Hall of Fame.
Right. Yeah.
They all wrote because the thing is like Freddie Mercury was so amazing, but and people give Brian May, but the other Roger Taylor and John Deacon were dope as hell too.
Yeah.
Like another one bites the dust. Like I was telling earlier, Roger Taylor wrote Radio Gaga.
That's one of those things of like
every one of them had fucking hits.
Would they have had that opportunity had Freddie Mercury not been who he was? I seriously doubt it. You know what I mean? Like that he was the battering ram that made room for them to come through though.
Also, who is it better? Who's better than Freddie Mercury? I can't think of anyone who would even.
The only thing I'll put up against Freddie Mercury is Roger Plant in his time. Is in his heyday, Led Zeppelin. But even then, it's a tough call.
Plant or animal?
Huh?
There was a show called Viva Variety by the State guys. It was kind of in between Reno 911 and the State, and they had a game on it called Plant or Animal, where they would just play a sound, and you had to guess whether it was an animal sound or Robert Plant singing. And apparently, it was very hard. Allegedly,
those guys, yeah. I remember that show. Do you have a favorite movie about music?
Hustle and Flow.
Oh, damn, that's a good one.
It has a pinch of misogyny. Maybe a pinch.
It's slightly.
A little bit, but when they record "Whoop That Trick," it just shows how like when you make art, it feels good. Like it's the release of making something.
That like, creative process is represented like, accurately in Hustle and Flow.
Get him, whoop! Like I saw that movie with a friend who didn't like movies. I just needed someone to go with, but he really liked sports. And he fell asleep during the movie. And when Terrence Howard goes, "I got to keep my game right, like Kobe on game night." He just woke up like Kobe, and then
he just like trigger. He had like Kobe. A trigger word for him was Kobe.
It was good. Man,
that movie also when it came out, I think Jon Stewart was hosting the Oscars, and that was when 3 6 Mafia won an Oscar for best song. Yet Martin Scorsese had 0 Oscars. And he just kept saying it. But it was like at the end of that snarky, like host having a snarky host for the Oscars, where they're like, "Come on, we just need someone to jerk us off for a night. Like, stop
This
making
was
us
before
feel."
Twitter, when everyone was just tweeting about how much they hated everything while it was happening. They waited till the end.
Right. They waited until the next day and wrote their blogs.
It was at 11:30, it'd be Jon Stewart sucked. Whereas with Twitter, you just say Jon Stewart sucks at 8:05.
Yeah.
You know?
He's still sucking. Yeah.
Like, that's what they should just have a robot. That's what I mean next year. Just a screen tweet with
that's the whole
tweets.
thing. My favorite thing about the Oscars is that you can win an Emmy for the Oscars.
Yeah. Gil Fates, who actually he directed a lot of TV episodes of What's My Line, was the director of the Oscars.
Can you? Yeah. I think you can. You can win an Emmy for it. Do you want well, I feel like you are the king of obscure facts. The cat thing is pretty good. Do you know that? Let me see. I'll give you a fun fact about Freddie Mercury facts. He had more teeth than your average lead singer. Freddie's distinctive grin was the result of having 4 extra teeth in the back of his mouth, which pushed those at the front forward.
Wasn't that why he grew the mustache? Because he was self-conscious about it?
Yeah, and then he always refused to have his teeth fixed, fearing that it would affect his vocal ability.
Oh.
That he had 4 extra teeth. What if that's what made him great? Like Samson. Yeah.
Meredith Vieira. Meredith Vieira.
Is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
We got a new episode of Started from Degrassi. Now we're here. It's up.
That's
It's
right.
good. Also, I would appreciate if you all watch my Instagram stories. There, right now, I'm doing a short film called "Your Instagram Sucks," where someone once commented that YOU, RE Instagram sucks, and I'm making a short animated film about it on my Instagram story.
You are Instagram, sucks.
Yeah. Exactly.
What
I am
is that
Instagram,
Instagram,
and I
Adam?
suck. This is my name, ADAMSUZAN. That's Z as in zebra, N as in Nancy. Seriously, it's like really fucking good.
Ladies and
I've
gentlemen.
never liked anything I've done more than my Instagram in like the last month.
A round of applause for Adam.
I'm genuinely
Suzanne.
proud of it.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for... You're going up early. I know it's a surprise. Give it up for Toby Nelson.
It's backwards day. I see a little Meredith Vieira. Meredith, can you do Vieira?
Adam, if you do that the whole time, I will mute your microphone.
I can do it. Name any song, I can Vieirize it.
I'm pretty sure.
Do we need to implement a Vieira jar on this podcast as well? He has one unstarted from Degrassi.
Do you have a button that
It's
you
like
press?
a swearing jar, but it's a Vieiring jar.
Oh, I thought it was like a button you press and it shoots an electrical shock through. Like,
No, but I'm literally reading a book right now about how in a dystopia, women only have 100 words a day, and they get a shock if they say more.
That was an Eddie Murphy movie.
Doesn't it sound... don't ruin this for me. It's a
You're about to
really
ruin
good
Ellen
book.
for me, so I'm going to ruin that for you.
I'm about to ruin Ellen? Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. It's not me. Ellen ruined herself.
what happened with Ellen?
Oh, she's just there's an expose that's about to come out about how shitty of a person she is to work for. She's not like a diddler or anything like that, but like she's a come on, you guys have probably heard from other people in comedy that she's
Apparently she's
like a horror boss.
Apparently she's like it's very mechanical and there's like
She's very calculated.
Yeah, very
and
calculated.
she pays Portia to stay with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a allegedly? Is that allegedly?
That's a good deal.
That I have heard from many. Yes, of course, it's allegedly, but I've heard it from many separate sources who haven't heard it from each other.
Hey, look, if we get sued by Ellen, the only thing we get
can
is
just sue
more
me. It's
hits,
fine.
baby.
It's fine.
Feed hits. That's all I'm
Yeah.
looking
If
for.
we get sued by Ellen, Justice is a blindfolded musical chair.
What?
No, she'll swoop in and give Justice a big check and like a.
Our friends
then
at
she'll be
Target
married
that
to
got you
Justice also.
$25,000.
All right, that's. Well, let's talk about. Let's talk about
what I want to talk about.
Yeah, you're about to blow this whole thing wide open.
Well, no,
Bohemian
I mean
Rhapsody.
it's not super not known. Obviously,
Yeah.
Bryan Singer directed this movie. Bryan Singer, one of the subjects of the documentary "An Open Secret," which is about the open secret of
Pedophilia.
people in power in Hollywood sexually taking advantage of people who are not in power in Hollywood.
Right.
Bryan Singer took Brad Renfro to Mexico to make apt people, and he came back never the same.
Wow.
Like the
Fucking that movie was really good.
do you remember the scene of all the little boys in the fucking shower?
No, I forgot about that.
That was filmed. The parents were on set, but they were in like a big ass high school, so the parents were kept in opposite side of the school.
Did they not
from
know
where
that
the
they were
kids
gonna
were
be doing that?
Yeah, they knew that the boys were going to be in their underwear, which is why the parents came to the shoot. But the parents were not allowed in the shoot. They were in a separate part of the building.
The kids were in their underwear in another room.
Yeah.
That was the ethical way.
Your
But
mic's
like
fucked
the
up.
parents
that wasn't me. That was the mic.
the parents allow it,
It's the
thinking, which I don't know if I would allow it. That's a whole other thing.
Well, so-
but the parents allow it, thinking they're going to be in the same room
Right,
as
so
the
talk
kids
about-
when it's happening.
Right. So talk about
So-
Bohemian Rhapsody, because apparently
Yes.
he was like in
So
the process.
Brian
was
Singer
on the run.
directed almost the entire movie, and Rami Malek, after Me Too starts coming out, is like, we better get him off the movie.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows about Bryan Singer, and now all the public is about to know about Bryan Singer. I'm shocked that he hasn't actually been exposed yet, but he's got David Geffen protecting him.
There's been lawsuits and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's been there's been press conferences and like there's been stuff.
Yeah,
that's
for
been
sure.
in
Like-
the public area.
The boy who played Iceman or whatever in the X-Men movie,
What?
he fucked with that kid too.
What?
Like basically any.
Now this has ruined all of this experience.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
movie's-
I loved The Usual Suspects, but there's
Yeah.
a bunch of reasons I can't watch that anymore.
Yeah.
So
Two in particular.
this is very interesting because the movie paints
Kaiser, so
paints
say it ain't
over. Yeah. Oh, Kaiser, say it ain't so. All right. Cool.
Kaiser Soze ain't so.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Thank you very much.
But so in the movie, they so Freddie Mercury is bisexual, one of the most famous bisexuals ever. In the movie, he's not gay at all. There's no gay stuff. So Bryan Singer touching little boys while making a movie about Freddie Mercury
famously-
that does not mention the gay shit.
Isn't there like there's
And
the
they
guy
don't talk about
Jim Hutton.
his AIDS either. That's not
Yeah,
talked
that's
about in
not
the
in there
film
either. Like,
either.
the movie-
It was
And
in the
that's-
trailer. They show it. Like there's
No,
like a.
he gets sick. He gets sick.
What about the guy and him like grinding in that scene?
Okay,
in the
but they don't
trailer?
talk about
That
like
might-
any of his relationships.
It's
Is
a
what
trailer,
I'm talking
so
about.
there's not a lot in there. But
Yeah,
but
this
apparently
is what
in
I've
the
heard from people who've seen it.
Yeah, in the review that I read, it talks about how, again, it's that lone survivor thing where you can make up any story
Yeah.
if you want. So it's like Roger Taylor and Brian May being like, we were good boys, and he was like going out
Yeah.
and partying, and it was tearing the band
Also,
apart.
the reason Sacha Baron Cohen didn't do it is because they weren't going to be because this was his passion project for
Yeah.
years. He wanted to make this movie, and I think he would have been great. Sacha Baron Cohen's secretly a really good actor. In case
Secretly
you
nothing,
just
he's
think
a
that
very
he's-
good actor.
Some people have their
Talladega
opinions
Nights.
about him.
He's great.
He's phenomenal.
I fucking love that
also,
movie.
got a great voice.
And,
But
and
he was
coming for
he- yeah.
Mercury.
And he was also Les Mis.
That's right.
But he was not
Hugo.
comfortable with the story that they wanted to tell. He wanted to be more close to the truth, and
Yeah.
that's why he didn't do it, and that's why Rami Malek made it instead.
He talked about it on some interview where he was just like, yeah, they didn't.
Howard Stern.
Yeah. And then he was like, yeah, they just wanted to do the story about how the guys in the band were all cool, and then Freddie Mercury, originally the story was supposed to be that Freddie Mercury dies like halfway through the movie, and then the band,
then the band's
struggles
the
on
rest of the
and comes
movie,
back
yeah.
together and continues on without him. Like that's what they thought. That's what Brian May and Roger Taylor wanted to
Yeah,
make.
no, I know.
Like, fuck off. Nobody.
So this also is interesting and depressing. So since Bryan Singer made most of the movie, they fired him on his day off. Basically, is like
That's a good way to put it.
he went home and was afraid that he was going to get fired, so he never came back. So it's kind of they went home on Thanksgiving break, whatever, and
Yeah.
It was an open secret that he was going to get fired.
Yes, exactly.
He ghosted the project.
Yeah, and so if this movie gets nominated for anything, he is going to win the award as well.
It's not going to get nominated for anything.
Because he made like 85% of whatever. Rami might. That's the only thing I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, look, people talk shit about shit,
Or
but
maybe like sound design or something like that.
Well,
you know?
that was the whole thing. When Sacha Baron Cohen was going to do the movie without the story that they wanted to do, but then they were like, oh,
They
well,
weren't going to give him the rest of the music, right?
then you
That's
can't use
an
music.
original song.
That's not an original song.
All right, Toby, what is your favorite movie about music?
Oh man. Shit,
have a
I didn't
lot
really
of
think
to
about
choose
it.
from.
I didn't really think about it.
Well, there's
Can I instead tell you why I love Queen?
Yeah.
Real short?
What's your favorite Queen? Yeah. Favorite Queen song.
When I was a little kid, we went on vacation and they did this performance to Bohemian Rhapsody, and I was like, "What is this?
Yeah.
I am into this," because I've always been into like musical theater and shit. And so Queen was my first tape.
Oh.
Yeah, that like I bought for me. We'd listen to other stuff in the car, but like that was the first one that we bought for me. Yeah,
That is a solid first tape.
It's a pretty great marriage of rock and roll and musical theater.
Yeah, very dramatic.
Very
There was
theatrical.
the jukebox musical. I think it was in I don't know if it ever played in the UK, maybe Vegas, but I don't know if it was ever on. Was it ever on Broadway?
Yeah, We Will Rock You did Broadway.
All right, cool.
It's huge in England.
Yeah.
Huge in England.
I will say that my first really conscious exposure to Queen, where I was like, "This is good. I want to listen to it more." Was in Wayne's World. Was in the car scene in Wayne's
Iconic,
World, where
obviously.
all of a sudden they put the tape in and everybody's headbanging in the car. I still do it. And
Whenever it goes to I'm like, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. I do that even when I'm I do it.
I'm mimicking Wayne's World. Yeah.
I think my favorite Queen song is "Jealousy," though. Deep cut. That's
Ooh,
okay, though.
that is a deep cut. That's a good one.
I have all the weird ass albums and
my
stuff.
favorite,
but Night at the Opera was the first tape that I ever
My
bought.
favorite, I didn't say this. It's Late.
It's Late is your favorite.
Yeah, because at the end of Observe and Report,
Okay.
when they play It's Late. It's
Yeah,
a
I
good
didn't. I never made it to the end of Observe and Report.
you know who loves that movie? David Letterman and Howard Stern.
That's good company to be in, I guess. What? So, do you have a favorite movie about
now
music?
that man, I don't.
Because you could pick a musical, right? You could
Yeah,
pick,
okay,
or
sure.
you could pick a biopic or something that is like
Maybe honestly, I really love Dreamgirls a lot.
Dreamgirls, perfect.
My mom
perfect
took
example.
me. No, this is really embarrassing.
And
My
I'm
mom took me to
telling
see
you.
Dreamgirls when I was like 6 or 7 at the Kennedy Center, and I didn't understand why I could never be in it. I was like, "It's okay, I can just paint my skin." And my mom was like, "No, you cannot, you cannot." And I'm like, "I don't get it because I'm 6 and I don't get it."
Yeah.
And I really wanted to be in Dreamgirls. She
Toby
was like,
was-
"It's because you're not big enough to play Effie Toby." Like like that.
Part
She
of
was-
Dreamgirls is the
She's trying
Urkel
to let me
cameo
down
in the very
easy.
beginning.
The what?
What?
Is Urkel's cameo in the very beginning. Jaleel White. When he
Jaleel
plays
White.
the stage
Is he in the
manager,
beginning?
Yeah.
he's in the very beginning of the movie, and I like that movie from then on.
Last great Eddie Murphy role, easy.
Yeah,
I haven't
solid.
seen him do anything that good
Norbit.
since.
Norbit.
I don't even think that Norbit was.
I
Since
do like
then,
your
though.
take. I do like 6-year-old you was like Megan Kelly now. Where it's like, what? I'll just do it. I'll just paint my face black. You
I
know?
just wanted to sing the good songs in
Yeah.
the musical, Like
yeah.
I didn't get it.
Well, Megan Kelly thought she wasn't going anywhere, and she sure is. So.
Yeah, but we're
I
talking.
got me a Cadillac car with that severance pay.
All right, yeah.
It is a little unfair that she got fired and is insanely wealthy still.
Yeah,
Fuck
she's
that
done
bitch.
though. They've been looking for a reason to get rid of Megyn Kelly for a while,
Yeah.
and she's burned her bridges at every single network. So when she said this stuff, they were like, "Yes, finally, we've got something that can make us look like the good guys, and we can get rid of her."
Adam, who do you think should replace Megan Kelly?
Meredith Vieira. What do you? I think it's a good idea. I know that I have this weird fucking inside joke that I've developed, and it was never funny to begin with. But I do think she would be good at that hour.
She would.
People like her. She's a good broadcaster. She would be likable.
Yeah,
she
sure.
wouldn't say anything about doing blackface.
I agree with you there.
She's she
I think
has a
she'd be a
weird
good
chemistry with
replacement.
Pitbull. I would pick Meredith Vieira and Pitbull.
Dude, I love Pitbull. Actually, Pitbull's all right.
I'm okay
He's
about
Mr.
his music, but I
Worldwide.
find him genuine. He's got real positivity.
He does. Remember when he won when he had that contest where he would go anywhere in the U.S. to perform, and everybody trolled him by sending him to like this tiny ass like school in Alaska,
Yeah.
and he showed up and was just like, "It's Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
We're here in Alaska." Like
Living
he
in
was all about it.
Bali,
Yeah.
and he starts one.
Yeah.
Uno, dos, tres.
Yeah, he just seems like a good
I don't
one.
want to feel like I'm gentrifying the Cooley dance rhythm. That would just be.
What?
Never mind.
don't know
Toby,
what's
is there anything
happening
you'd like to promote before you go?
Yes, a new episode of Started from Degrassi Now We Here just came out. It is the gay episode.
The gay episode?
It is, yeah.
Ooh.
And I just
I got
learned
pegged.
how to remove the crackling sounds from the background in Audacity, so there will be more episodes out soon. Also, obviously want to push my group, Gunt Blind Gossip, where if you're interested in all the stuff that I talk about, we share it all there. And I want to also push the Crazy Days and Nights podcast. If you're wondering where I get most of this information that ends up being true, it is from Enty's blog called Crazy Days and Nights. He has a new podcast. It's behind a paywall, though. You pay $5 a month, but he puts out like 30 episodes a month.
Yeah.
So it's...
And he's revealing Hollywood secrets.
And the past 3 episodes were all about Johnny Depp. He did a deep dive into Johnny Depp and all the shit that Johnny Depp has done. He's a horrible person.
Yeah.
And the next 3 episodes are about yachting.
Everyone is garbage.
No,
ladies and
yachting is
gentlemen.
fun.
Yeah. Give it up for
plug my
Toby
Instagram?
Nelson.
Toby, will you watch my Instagram stories? They're really good.
I don't watch anybody's, but
Could you-
I'll
you should
tell
really
tell
watch-
you that I watched yours.
No, I know who I got to find out, and you should watch them.
okay,
They're
sorry.
really good.
Toby Nelson, everybody. Coming up
It's
next.
restart.
Our next champion is... Give it up for your friend and ours, returning from around the globe. Give it up for Will Carey. What's up? What's up, Will?
How are you?
I'm good. Will, you are back in New York after gallivanting around the world, or all of Asia.
Yes, I was in 7 different. I was in 7 different countries in Asia, and I brought you,
Oh, what?
Mr. Mercadal. I brought you some Kit Kats from Tokyo.
Yes!
For Thanksgiving, they're cranberry almond.
What? This bag is getting devoured on cheat day.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But every one of you will get one tonight because I share.
Yeah,
so I'm going to
because
give
Mike
everybody.
is a generous person. Yes,
I'm going to share with everybody after the show. Thank
Also,
you,
if
Will.
you're
That's
nearby,
amazing.
join HQ with
no
us.
problem, Mike.
You got what's happening? All right. Never mind. Will,
Mike.
we're talking about Queen. Freddie Mercury in particular and His Majesty.
Yes, he is the quintessential rock and roll frontman.
Of course.
There is no question.
And he had
No
his
ro-
different phases too. Like
Yeah.
he had the early phase when he was wearing like the unitards and stuff and the
Yes.
capes, and he
Yeah,
did not
and-
have the mustache. And then he started doing the jeans and the biker kind of the
Yeah, that's
tank
sort
top.
of like biker kind of look, and then he had his hair up for a while, and he was clean shaven, and
Yes.
then what era was when he had the big bushy mustache and the tank tops and white pants?
I think that was Live Aid,
That was like the Live
in
Aid
the
look.
'80s. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that was, to this day, that is one of the best, like, kind of concert idea, like the idea of that concert in in Live Aid when they're on stage. Like, there's video of it where you could just see like a sea of humanity, and he's got them. It's what them doing Radio Gaga in that. In that concert is still one of like goosebump inducing
Oh my
performances
gosh,
of all
because
time.
he just has everybody is all with him in that
yeah.
moment.
Shit, I think he's got the biggest range in rock.
Oh, yeah,
In
he
terms
has a
of-
4-octave vocal range.
And also, when you were saying the thing about the extra teeth earlier, I think that might allow for a larger soft palate in
Yeah,
terms
maybe.
of
I
singing.
mean-
So I think it actually might have affected his voice.
He was an X-Man, and that was his mutant
Yeah,
power.
no,
Was
seriously,
a
yeah.
just
Oh my God.
vocal.
He
output.
made you gay with his voice.
Now, do you know anything about the movie that's coming out other than what we've talked about tonight?
I've heard what we talked about tonight, and then my friend in Liverpool said he enjoyed it, but he maybe isn't. He's not considering things that we are considering.
Of course, yeah.
Because although I imagine it has to be better than that Jimi Hendrix biopic with Andre 3000.
Oh, I forgot
What?
about that.
When was that?
That was a piece of shit, because the main reason that movie's terrible is they didn't get the rights to any Jimi Hendrix music. So you're trying to do a Jimi Hendrix movie with no Jimi Hendrix music.
The mic. You got to fix that.
Oh,
Andre 3000 is a
I
good
can
actor.
see him being good at that. Yeah,
he's a great
exactly.
actor.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry. Andre Benjamin with his actor name.
Oh, he's an amazing performer, and from what I've heard, he was great in the role. But
Right.
It's
Like, what did it do when he would go start to play a song? Would it just cut to another scene or
cut
something?
to another scene, or they would. There was that very famous concert where they learned Sgt. Pepper 3 days after that album came out, so they would just focus on them playing that song or playing covers.
Oh, or like when he played Cream songs and Eric Clapton was like, that's a like a legendary Jimi Hendrix story. Like Eric Clapton cried listening to Jimi Hendrix play his song because he was like, you didn't tell me he was gonna fucking be better than me, you know.
Yeah,
and a national anthem, yeah,
and that kind of stuff. But biopics are kind of tricky like that.
Yeah.
I imagine Romany Malco does a great job acting in that role. But
Rami Malek, you mean?
Malik?
Yeah,
I apologize.
I was like,
He played MC Hammer.
Romany Malco is the guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
yeah.
Romany
I was
Malco.
like, wait,
Different
who
guy.
was he in that?
He played MC Hammer.
Yeah.
I imagine the acting is all very good, but again, depending on and what Toby was saying, like depending on if you're not telling like the interesting parts of the Freddie Mercury and Queen story, it may not be as unique and interesting.
Yeah, because there were stories of him hanging out with like David Bowie and being very involved in like that new agey glam scene.
Yeah, they fucked.
Yeah. And like to not talk about that, even just as like a respectful thing of like this is what is factual, I feel like is not to make a statement about, you know, LGBT anything. It's just like that's what happened. Like tell what happened.
Yeah.
You know, like tell the truth. And it's just funny to me that this movie, I've tagged them in every promotional thing for this episode, and I'm going to continue to tag them because that
please
shit.
do.
They'll love my segments.
Yeah. I hope so. Like one of our dozen listeners is literally the guy from Bohemian Rhapsody, or Roger Taylor himself is like, oh man.
I also forgot to say the Doors.
The mic, you gotta.
No, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. The Doors.
Yeah.
That's a trash, beautiful movie.
It's so good. It's Oliver Stone is insane. What is your favorite? Well, let's do Queen. What's your favorite Queen song?
Favorite Queen song is Another One Bites the Dust. I just love that bass line so much. I know it's a popular song, but I love that bass line so much.
Did you know that like when they were teaching us CPR, you have to do 100 beats per minute. So they were telling us to do Staying Alive, and then it's off. That's not the right rhythm. The 100% correct rhythm for CPR is Another One Bites the Dust.
Dun, dun,
yeah, when someone's dead. Yeah.
I think there's like a playlist on Spotify that's like the songs that you're supposed to use to do it.
There
It's a
is.
certain,
I looked it up.
BPM.
Yeah, I shared it with us.
I think you might have told me that.
Songs to do CPR to.
Because doing CPR to Staying Alive during the chorus, there's like, it's too fast.
No. You're supposed to do it fast. That's the whole point. Yeah. It's just the closest one is Another One Bites the Dust.
Oh, gotcha.
What is your favorite movie about music?
There are so many and so many different ones. I'll go through them quickly. I'll give you 3 different styles. I'll give you a drama, a musical, and a comedy.
Yes.
Ooh.
Here we go.
The drama is Crazy Heart starring Jeff Bridges. It's basically the
That is
wrestler
a
with
good
country music, and Maggie Gyllenhaal's in it, and so is Colin Farrell. Jeff Bridges is incredible in that movie, and he can sing his ass off.
Yeah, his band used to come through the Birchmere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wonderful, and he's so nice too.
Yeah, seems like a really
guy.
great dude, and his solo album is very good. He's one of the few actors whose music is also very good. Second, musical Across the Universe.
Oh, that Beatles.
That's the first movie I ever saw twice in the theater with the Beatles covers.
Right.
I thought it was a really creative and imaginative way to tell a story through the music, music.
It's not the story of.
It's not about the Beatles at all.
It's a jukebox musical.
Right, that's what I was gonna get. I forgot
One of the
term.
first ones, actually.
Yeah. It was just like the soundtrack was the plot, or they used the songs as the
exactly.
The
For like example, there's one character who's an Asian high schooler who's in a small town, and she ends up hitchhiking to New York. But before that, her song is "I Want to Hold Your Hand," and it basically twists it into her like coming into her own with her sexuality. Because she's looking at a girl while she's singing that song.
Interesting.
I haven't seen that movie movie, oddly enough.
It's a really good movie. I would
I
recommend
should
checking
see
it out.
I think I own it.
Isn't
yeah,
Julie
Julie
Seymour.
Seymour.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
Isn't Bono in it too? Like,
No, that was Spider-Man.
you were
Turn
trying
Up
to convince me to watch
No,
it.
Bono is in it. That's right. I forgot.
because it's supposed to be real acid trippy.
Oh,
He is
Bono
the
doing
biggest
I Am
crap.
the Walrus is a total acid trip.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Whoa.
amazing.
That's the part I remember.
And
Eddie Izzard's in it, man.
Eddie Izzard's in it? Oh, wow.
is in it.
What
it's,
is it?
Sumo.
Thank you.
It's a great jukebox musical film.
this sounds like a great-
That's the musical, and the comedy is, of course, this is Spinal Tap.
Yes! Oh God! How could I
Spinal
forget?
Tap, of course.
Working on a sex farm.
Yeah, no, but big bottom.
We're not going into freeform jazz exploration in front of stadium crowds.
There's the part where they make the tiny Stonehenge because
Yeah,
they do it
tiny.
in inches instead of feet and have to have the little people dance.
Classic.
I
And the
think I
fact that-
peed myself.
And the fact that every rock band from that era is like, yeah, that shit happens all the time. This is when we did something like that.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things, like that movie, I did not understand it until later. Like I saw it like one time when I was younger, and I was like, "This is weird, and is this real? Like this is dumb." I was like, "This can't possibly be true." And then I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, "What a dumbass I was." It was brilliant
And a mighty wind.
and a mighty wind.
What happened? That's for my mom. Love you, Mom.
Yeah.
It's her favorite joke from the movie.
Look, I would say if you were to plan an evening at the movie theater, like, and you were doing like a night of, if you were to program a night at the movie theater, that's a fucking solid lineup. That's really good. Except for Across the Universe is super long. It's like 3 hours long, right?
Put it
like
at the end.
It's not that long. It's
Yeah.
like maybe 2 hours
But
or
that
something.
would, I would go that night. That sounds like a great fucking night at the movies. I'd watch that shit.
Thanks, man. I think it's nice, varied. There's some modern stuff, there's some classic stuff, and it's again the range of
What was
music
it?
movies.
So it was Spinal Tap, Across the Universe, and
Crazy Heart.
Crazy Heart.
So again, and different genres of music also.
I totally dig it,
true.
man. That's awesome. Well, do you have anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Yes, as always, my podcasts on iTunes and Stitcher, Between Awesome and Disaster with Will Carey.
That's right.
Mike Mercadal has been a guest, and I recently had MC Lars as a guest, and he was a great chat. My most recent guest was George Gordon, whose album just came out. He was a very funny, awesome, creative dude. And this Sunday, I'm going to be doing a show called Bad News at Von Bar at 7 p.m.
That's awesome, man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Will
Thank you,
Carey.
everybody.
Thanks, Toby.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the next champion, Alex Murray.
Alex.
What's up?
How do you think we're gonna get along with Meredith Vieira? There you go. Oh yeah, dude. Biting the dust.
Somebody is doing CPR to this
cannot-
song right now.
You cannot.
Pump your chest so you don't fucking die.
Yeah.
Pump that blood.
Impossible to not rock out to that song.
Oh, so like. Also, like I started playing the bass like when in high school. I was the kid in my high school band where my friends were just like, "Here, this is a bass. Play it. There'll be girls. Let's go." And I was like, "Word." And they lied to me, but like,
Not for the bass
but
player.
man, that was one that like you can just pick it up and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
smoke on the water. You can fucking rip on day one on the
Oh, yeah.
bass.
I was
Yeah.
the little brother, so I had to play bass in the band.
Yeah.
I was
Yep.
the youngest. I was the youngest one, and
Stand
they
in
were
the
like,
back
"Here,
and-
hold on to that." And
Yeah.
I was like, "All right."
Stand in the back and
Everyone
keep
wants
the
to
beat.
be the front
And
man,
my-
but the bass
yeah.
holds everything together.
Yeah.
And then it was really interesting because then I got to like there was one song we just did basically Pearl Jam covers where we had to the singer of the band had to rewrite the lyrics to Pearl Jam because it was a Christian school.
Yes.
So he had to he
Jeremy said, "Oh, Hail Mary today."
yeah, exactly.
Then he went
that
home
happened
and
to
kissed his
my-
mom.
My guitar teacher once was playing a Christian gig, and they were covering a Cocaine by Eric Clapton. And the lead singer had to change it to Propane, like a King of the Hill
Propane.
thing.
That was my favorite song when I was like 8 years old, and I just used to stomp around the house screaming like "cocaine," and my parents were like, "Just be cool, be cool, be cool." He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
I didn't
That was
know.
also like in the car. It would come on the radio all the time, the live version, and they would, like you could hear like Eric Clapton was like, "They wanna run out," and he pulled the mic away, and then the entire crowd just shuts out like
Out!
cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is let's talk about Queen now.
Sure.
Freddie Mercury. What was your first exposure to Queen?
D2 the Mighty Ducks.
Oh shit.
That fucking goofy cowboy playing We Are the Champions after they fucking kicked the shit out of Iceland, those jerks. Yeah. So tons of points. Tons of points for that, and also I had a hot babysitter who put on the Wayne's World soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, and I was like, "Dig all of this."
This is all. That Wayne's World 1 soundtrack is great.
So
Yeah.
good.
It's
Also,
super
Can
solid.
we say this? Nobody said this. Only band ever to be a #1 hit in 2 different decades because of Wayne's World.
Yeah, that's right.
The
Because
song
after
went #1 again
Yeah.
because the fucking Wayne's World was so awesome.
and that was
remember
after
that.
he passed away. It was
Yep.
after his death they put it on, and they that's kind of what gave Queen a resurgence a little bit, because that's what after that was when they started trying to like find a new
Sure.
lead singer. They would tour
Yeah.
around and write other music, and that's when then like I don't know if you ever saw James Hetfield from Metallica did a song. They did a concert like a tribute concert,
Dude.
At Wembley. Axl Rose did a
Axel,
song.
I could see. Axel could sing, man.
Yeah. But they did Stone Cold Crazy, which is like a fucking rock song. That shit's
Hell yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
works for
straight
that
up
film.
almost metal song. That's
Yeah,
good.
surely there have been about 14 different like Queen tribute albums and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. All
The
right.
craziest Queen cover I ever saw is Brian May played "We Will Rock You" with My Chemical Romance.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Awesome. Into that for sure.
That sounds dope.
Fuck yeah, he did. And Brian May's getting a lot. As long as we're just talking about Queen, like Brian May is like he's taking a lot of shit so far this
Yeah,
podcast.
he has, yeah.
But that motherfucker's got a PhD in astrophysics.
That's
and
right.
He
Yes, he
built
does.
that red guitar out of parts from his dad's shitty old motorcycle and their fireplace.
Yeah.
So like, what a badass.
I'm not saying he wasn't a genius and a great musician.
I
and all
think
that
Brian
stuff.
would have found, but you're right. It's the combo. It's the four. But this is like for me, it's Zepp's the other one, and then like the Beatles. Like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
4 of those dudes could like bring it hard.
Yeah, and to, like the whole thing about like a rock, like I was reading a bunch of stuff about Freddie Mercury getting ready for this show, and there was we haven't done a Freddie Mercury fact, but the idea being that he was the mouthpiece, like these other guys were, for the lack of a better word, boring. Like they were just not. They were
But
super
that's
talented
a frontman.
musicians.
You know, frontman's got one of my favorite movies about music is Almost Famous. And
Yes,
when
I was
Jason
gonna
Lee's-
say that.
Jason Lee's talking about, I come out and I make fucking everybody come. I make the guy in front get off. I make the guy in the back get off. And like you've really got to buy into your own shit to be
Yeah.
a good frontman. Like Robert Plant thinks still that he's a sun god.
Yeah.
Like he just
that was-
you have to.
Every
like,
band
you
I've
have
ever
to
been in.
know, like you have to know is this like Freddie Mercury knew he could rip Wembley when he was 8. Like
Yeah.
that was always in that
That
guy.
was one of his claims.
Yeah.
The thing about the lead singer, we used to, in every band I've ever been in, there was always the lead singer started getting LSD, which we were calling lead singer disease.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Where it was like, because he was the focal point, like he's the things
Yeah.
he runs, he makes decisions for everybody, and that was like a big thing. So of course bands are gonna
Yeah,
like
no shit.
flake
And the
out.
Yeah,
guitar
it-
player's always Billy Crudup. The guitar player's always the talent, and the fucking drummer and the bassist are off getting high because we're chill.
That sounds like
yeah.
U2.
all of the
Name-
bands
just holding it
ever,
down.
ever.
Although
There's
they-
Bono and The Edge. Name the other 2. I know
Yeah.
you. I think you can. Adam is always there with the facts and figures.
I don't know U2's drummer's name though. I know Adam Clayton
Yeah.
though because "With or Without You" is the 3rd song you learn on bass.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's true.
up there too.
This is a Queen fact. Brian's guitar solo during Queen's live shows would sometimes exceed 10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
During one particularly
Whoa.
lengthy piece, Freddie, waiting in the wings, declared, "For God's sakes, let's go shopping. Get me out of here."
Nice. But there you go. I mean, that's all
It's good
ego
cover if you have to
headbutt
take
and
like a
shit.
bathroom break.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
man. I got to take a doo-doo.
I'm just gonna go take a walk, take a nap,
Yeah.
a 10-minute nap.
Yeah. Smoke
Following
a
that
cigarette.
logic, does that mean that every member of the band Yes had horrible IBS because they would have like 10-minute solos
Yeah.
every song for every instrument?
There was the
Dude,
yes.
all 4 guys in Inagata DeVita were like, hit the drums, Jimmy, and fucking took off.
Yeah.
We ate fucking bad burritos, man. He's like, I'm not that good of a drummer. Do, 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 do,
Yeah.
do, 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 do. 8 minutes. credits. Here we go.
What happened in the studio when Rare Earth were recording Get Ready?
Yeah,
That's a half-hour song.
There's literally like a moment where there's, I'm sure in the songwriting process, there's drugs involved, and then all of a sudden, do they listen to it back sober and then just go listen to it piece by piece? Do they ever go back and just master the whole song, or they're like, that was good enough?
I'm
one
sure.
take.
Call it we'll put it in a can.
Well,
Hell
Inagata
yeah.
Devita came from
It's saying in the Garden of Eden, but he was on so many drugs he couldn't get it out.
He couldn't say in the Garden of Eden,
No,
so he's like,
in the Garden of Eden. My drunk ass dad loved that song, and he used to put it on all the time. He'd be like, "Strum solo kicks ass."
What is so you say Almost Famous is
Then
the
he'd cry to a lighter shade of pale.
yeah, that sounds like who you came from.
Yeah, man.
So Almost Famous is your go-to?
I don't know. I mean, it's just way up there. I also want to say there was an old Ralph Bakshi movie called American Pop that not a whole lot of people saw.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
The Fritz the Cat guy and heavy metal. Ralph Bakshi, he did an animated movie about like 3 generations of musicians and
it was the 80s. It came out in the 80s, right?
early
late
90s?
90s?
Late mid 90s.
Really?
Yeah,
Was it
because, like,
rotoscope where they did like they shot film and then they rotoscoped
Yeah,
over
they did a
it?
whole lot of that
Yeah,
over
yeah.
it, and it was. I mean, it's cool. It was a jukebox musical. They used a whole bunch of the like ultimate song was this guy's a drug dealer and he's selling drugs to a studio. And he's like, I want to play one of my songs, and it's Night Moves, and everybody's like, damn. But
He's
I don't
a
know,
genius.
It's just like beautiful and cool. And Ralph's a weird guy. But the other one is Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Oh,
so
yeah,
good.
that's a
which
super
fucking
solid one.
shattered my brain.
Oh, that soundtrack rocks so fucking
Yeah,
hard.
it is
Origin
real
of
good.
Love.
Origin of Love's great, and
It was nominated for like best best
yeah, it
musical or
was
whatever?
nominated for all
Something.
sorts of stuff and didn't
Yeah, yeah.
win. And I don't know, it's just a good show, and like the music kicks a lot of ass.
so much ass. It is like
It's weird.
one of the few punk rock
I
kind
played
of
bass
shows.
in a stage production of that one time too. It was very
I
good.
will say that Almost Famous. It has the luxury of they wrote songs for that movie.
Fever
I love the songs that they wrote for the.
So good, man. Stillwater
Yeah.
runs deep. It's a good
Stillwater's
band.
great,
Yeah.
man. They were. I was like a fan of that band after the movie. And also it was cool to see like the behind the scenes like idea of Cameron Crowe when he was the kid running around.
He was the kid, and also like the guy that Philip Seymour Hoffman played in that movie. He just beefed it recently.
Bangs.
Like, yeah, he just kicked it, and he's got a book out that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's like
Lester
a
Bangs.
Lester
There we go.
Bangs,
We
yeah.
got there. Teamwork.
Let's also not forget from Almost Famous, Lock the Gate.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
Mark
Mark
Maron. That's
Maron,
right.
yeah.
Lock the Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch Hedberg
He's
was in
in
it
that
too.
movie.
Yeah. There's
Sure,
a lot
Zoe
of
Deschanel, little kid, like before she popped off.
That was her first big thing.
Also, the whole like "don't do drugs" moment is so good. Like Frances McDormand,
Yeah.
don't do drugs.
I
So
still
good.
every once in a while I'll get in my brain that Beat Bold and Mighty Forces will come to your aid. She says that to him on the phone and
Yeah.
it fucks him up, you know?
Yeah.
I still get that in my head every
There's
now and
a
again.
lot of it's a good trip movie, right?
Yes.
Like it is a fucking journey that he goes on, and that's the thing about Queen is so goddamn epic.
Yeah.
Like they're
my
so
God,
like
yeah.
every one of their songs is like about. He's like, nah, fuck writing a song about like being in love with some girl. Like I'm gonna write a song about having talked to everyone in the whole world and record myself doing 9-part harmony with myself in 4 octaves about like how I'll never find love.
I'm gonna make
Yeah, man.
opera for cool people.
Yeah, hell
Yeah.
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 Kick-ass opera.
Alex, is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Yes, my podcast, Mr. Cool Guy. We dropped an episode today called Happy Bird Reaping Day, and I think it is one of the funniest things I've ever done.
Happy Bird Reaping
Bird
Day.
Reaping Day. We accidentally invented a holiday that happens on the 1st of November called Bird Reaping Day, and I'm really proud of it. It is dumb as shit and real good.
I really do love your show. It's so crazy, and I listen to it on the train when I'm thinking too much.
yeah, there you go. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Alex Murray.
That's a quote for a poster.
Yeah, no doubt. That is now.
Ladies
you just
and
written our
gentlemen.
show's plug. Thank you.
Huh?
You just wrote our show's plug.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it a round of applause for AJ Thompson. What's up?
I didn't know there was so much Queen stuff to talk about, to be honest.
There's a lot of Queen.
2 discs on that greatest hits collection, baby.
I probably know like 5 Queen songs, but I know the
I
fuck
bet you
out
know
of
more
them.
than you think.
What-
now.
what-
Honestly, I probably do, but you know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the thing is that as you go through and you listen to more of them, you're like, oh, I love that song. Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
There's not one person in the world that doesn't have one Queen song that they fucking love, you know?
Actually, my girlfriend hates them, but
I guarantee you there's a song of theirs that she will love.
no, I've tried the 5 that I know, and she doesn't
What
like those.
is it about-
And I am generic on the Queen front, so if she doesn't even like those ones that are like in the zeitgeist, she's not
Yeah, if
fucking
you
with
can't
Queen.
get into Under Pressure, there's no help
Yeah, like
for
that.
you.
I
Under
remember
Pressure, what a good song.
Like I didn't know this song until fucking Grand Theft Auto was playing it. Radio Gaga, that was on Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So
Radio
I was
Gaga.
like, oh, that's a fun song. She was like, I hate that one.
Radio Gaga.
Yeah,
I wanna
She's
fucking-
like, it doesn't even make sense. What the fuck is a I was like, I don't know. It just sounds good. She was like,
doesn't
"Mm."
need to make sense.
Well, the whole point
Well,
is
she
that
wanted it to make
what was
sense.
playing on the radio was garbage. It was a commentary on rock radio.
Radio Gaga, Radio Google.
That's pretty
Radio
funny.
Caca, yeah.
She honestly, I'll tell her she might actually appreciate that. But I think my Queen song is the one from Shaun of the Dead.
Which one's on Shaun of the Dead?
Tonight, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
fuck yeah,
have myself a real good
Yeah.
time. I feel
What's it called?
Don't stop me.
Yeah, don't stop
me now, baby.
in the world. I know
Sing it.
that is my
Turn
karaoke
it inside out, yeah. Roll it around with ecstasy, so don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time.
Having a good time.
Into the
sky.
Okay.
Collision course.
Rise of gravity.
Forget it.
It's real good.
Anyway, so dating a diver. I wanna go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky. Yeah, 100 degrees. That's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit.
Yeah. This is a good fucking song.
with your girlfriend, man?
I don't wanna be a supersonic man out of you. Anyway,
Oh, man,
so
that's
I
good.
know like 5 Queen songs that I know the fuck out of. That is one I will sing
yeah.
at karaoke frequently.
What is that's your favorite one?
Yeah, that's the one.
And how did you like in the zeitgeist? You just know it because it's everywhere.
Yeah,
and
just like I only know Queen songs because of TV and/or movies, like Mighty Ducks,
Fuck
We
yeah.
Are the Champions, you know,
and
and-
like Wayne's World and shit like that.
Yeah,
And they pop up a lot. They are very good. When someone's trying real hard in one of those singing talent shows
Yeah.
when they do a Queen song.
Yeah.
That's the one where they do Somebody to Love or whatever. They are going for it big.
Christina
that's
Aguilera's
dope.
eyebrows shoot right up.
I didn't know that was them.
Adam Lambert toured with Queen.
Yeah, Adam Lambert, the guy. That's the thing when they went. So Queen tried to like mount up tours with like a lead singer and tried to replace Freddie Mercury.
The Adam Lambert tour was
I do have
reviewed
a
well.
fun tale, but I want whoever is employing anybody who was working on that movie to not listen to this. I'm not snitching, but it is a fun tale. I had a friend who used to sell cocaine. He's probably in jail now, and I don't want to say if he did or did not, but he may or may not have sold cocaine to somebody who may be acting as Freddie Mercury in the movie that might be or may not be. I'm just saying. And I was
You
standing.
heard it here, folks. Movie stars do cocaine.
Yeah. Hey, surprise everybody!
I'm just saying. I was like, oh, my man, where I know you from? He was like, I've been in a couple things. I was like, nah, I know you from somewhere. And at the time, it was
This
Twilight.
is your friend who's allegedly selling cocaine to somebody.
Somebody
going,
who
I
may not-
recognize you from somewhere.
I was like, I recognize you from somewhere. I was standing next to him it's not like I heard, I was standing next to him as he purchased the cocaine, allegedly.
Was
I
your friend like,
my
shut
man.
the fuck up, man? Like,
You're Nah, because we did, like, I was like, my friend didn't recognize him. He's like, I was,
Who cares? Yeah.
I was like 25, so my friend was like in his 30s, so he hadn't seen Twilight. So he was like, I don't know who the fuck this motherfucker is. Yes, he was. He was a werewolf. Allegedly, if this person is who.
Whatever, man.
I was like, where I know you from? And some dude walked up. He's like, yo, I saw you in 24, season 5. I was like, what? Why I know him then? Because
Yeah.
I've seen neither of these two things.
and then
I feel like I really narrowed it down. So if you don't know who this is, He
I also
doesn't
love the
exist.
idea.
Is what
There
I'm
are
saying.
plenty of people less successful than him that are doing cocaine right now.
I'm
You know what I mean?
saying
Like, come on, chill. Who cares?
That's legal evidence. I feel like I just did. But, whatever.
There's so many crimes admitted to on this podcast. It's ridiculous. What is your favorite movie about music?
I don't know how to answer that question. I don't feel like I have like a favorite movie about music, but I guess I will go with the route that Will went. So I'm gonna say he has Spinal Tap, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go CB4 just to knock that down.
TV4. So
then-
I'm
and then-
black, y'all.
And I'm black. Then I'm gonna go my favorite musical movie. I guess it's South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Yeah.
And then
Fuck yes.
Oscar nominated.
And then my favorite drama, I guess, would be Drumline with Nick Cannon. It's
The Drumline is a drama.
no, that's the other one with what's his name? With Chris Brown dies in the beginning. But
Yeah,
My favorite thing about Drumline is that when you boil it down to it, it's just a guy going, "I never learned to read
music." I don't know if he doesn't know actually how to read words. He says they say he don't know how to read. And I was like, but does he know how to read music? Because I don't know how to read drum notes on a fucking.
It's the music
paper.
version of "I never learned how to read." That's what it is.
It's
And he's-
very upsetting. I'm like, this is lame. Somebody could sit him down and teach him quickly.
5 whole notes, man. Like it doesn't take long.
I was like, for drums, it's just like loud and louder. I don't know. Like,
No,
what are you
there's
doing?
the rhythm, the beats of that. Never mind. I'm not going to
I know
defend
you got
Drumline.
you got quarter.
There's like 8 kinds of notes.
Yeah. And there's-
Figure it out.
There's different kind of.
Paradiddle, son.
Paradiddles. That's the word I'm looking for. You could do all that, but like, that's it. I just learned that word. So like, they could have sat him down for one day, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
It showed that he
Don't even
came.
whiplash him or anything.
He's there
yeah.
swinging on
Yeah.
the field, and they're like, we
Ooh,
can't teach him.
Whiplash. Oh, Whiplash is a good fucking
I don't
movie
know.
about music.
I don't know what
If-
Whiplash
Never
is.
seen it.
It's
Pretty white.
it's about
Man,
jazz.
anytime somebody says J.K. Simmons, I go, man, he raped the shit out that one guy in Oz. Was it Toby?
He what?
In Oz.
Oh,
That's his name.
oh.
Yeah, O'Reilly. O'Reilly's brother. He gives him Cyril. Oh yeah, I forgot about Toby. Yeah, honestly, I was concerned about because Beecher was like. He had his faculties about him, but Cyril was
Bring it back around to music, baby.
This is a good Queen
sorry.
podcast.
No, but J.K. Simmons is awesome in that movie because he plays a real bad guy in that movie too.
He's always playing a bad guy, except for when he's Spider-Man's nemesis. Because I don't mind J.
Not
Jonah
his
Jameson.
nemesis. He yells at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
mean to Peter the whole time.
Do your fucking job. I'm like, I get it.
Hey, you're a
Did you
photographer.
just say that your boss is your nemesis? Is that what you just admitted to?
His nemesis,
He's
not
not
my
yours.
nemesis. I'm
Yeah.
not
Well,
Spider-Man.
he technically that's the dynamic of Spider. Give me pictures of Spider-Man. You know, like do your job.
Sure.
Just give me what I
How hard
want.
can it be? You're Spider-Man.
But
Right.
anyway, so music, you say.
But those are great. That's also a really good, fun like afternoon. I see Will's is like an afternoon in the like if you program an evening at the movie theater at the independent theater where you could pick your movies. Yours is like
AJ's a
ca-
program director on USA.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
TNT. It's like a TNT
I watched
afternoon.
a lot of TNT USA
Saturday
and
afternoon,
Comedy
yeah.
Central on the weekends. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie.
Characters
about
welcome.
that. Characters welcome.
AJ, is anything?
Likes episode of Burn.
My episode of Burn
Man,
Notice.
you know I saw him.
Yeah. What would you like to promote before you go?
All right, so technically I'm about to do this weird America's Got Talent thing they got upstairs real quick.
That's right.
That's right now. If y'all on the internet can make it here in the past. And then I got this, I got some things that's about to come out. Me and a couple people, we working on a couple of
And they can
podcast
follow you
activities.
at-
But follow me at AJ the Humorist on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll be dropping the deets on there. Come through and enjoy. All right?
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for AJ
Radio
Thompson.
Radio Goo-Goo.
Coming up next, give it up for Eric and
Edia. What's good, baby?
Hey, man, what's good?
Get on your bikes and ride.
It's my jam, son.
I think this bonded everybody. All like when you were like learning about Queen, and then they played Fat Bottom Girls. Everyone's like, yeah.
I didn't find
But-
out about Fat Bottom Girls until I knew he died of AIDS. So I was like, I'm confused. What's happening?
Yeah, he
Nobody mentioned Highlander?
Highlander.
That's
Shit.
gotta
Christopher
be
Lambert?
up there. Like, yeah, they did the whole shit.
No,
You're the guy. You're the
I
one
only kind
mentioning
of
it.
remember there will always be one.
Here we are. Defenders of the universe.
Prince-
One person that mentions Highlander.
Yeah, one person mentions Highlander.
Alright, so that was me then. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I
heard you. I heard you were going to
I
talk
just saw a trailer for that the other day. I said, "This isn't."
Don't
fun.
watch that.
Yeah, no, it didn't
Don't.
look. So I won't.
Yeah, that doesn't.
But I do like that
you
song
went your whole
from
life.
something.
This is my favorite. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Princes of the universe.
I love it.
I just feel like they
There can only be one H.
didn't mean to, but they made soundtrack music regularly.
Oh no, it was amazing.
the only
They made
reason why I
epic
know
fucking
that.
music. Yeah, it was like you could hear the story in everything. You're like, yeah, this would be perfect.
I think the movie Rocky could have been even better if Queen did the soundtrack.
Oh,
Think
interesting.
about that. It all
Interesting.
fits in. Like We Will Rock You would be the lead in, right? Like We Will Rock You. His name's Rocky, right? All right, cool. Then he loses to Apollo, and then it's like, what's another?
Another one bites. The show must go on.
Yeah, the show must go on. Would be great. Like a training montage. Then you play bicycle.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's right. Bicycle for the
Yeah,
training
yeah,
montage.
Bicycle race.
Wow.
It just ups it a little.
I will
I mean, this
say,
could just be a game you play.
Oh, I did it.
Score
Yeah, I was playing
any
that over
movie
there.
with a Queen soundtrack.
look, you wouldn't be wrong. You know, like you could still pull it off. What was your exposure to Queen?
Highlander was the first, had to be. Then I never really dove in hard. Then Wayne's World came back in and was like, "Yo, remember
Yeah.
me?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
That
Then
was.
I had to go back.
I remember they also used that song for because my mom was obsessed with the guy from the Highlander TV series. You remember the Highlander TV series?
Kind of.
Very
He had a-
specific, mom.
He had a ponytail. What was his name? Adrian Paul. Yeah, my mom loved that motherfucker, and
He was mysterious.
And she listens to the show. Mom, shout out to you, horning out over Adrian Paul. Huh?
Ooh, I knew my mom's one.
Or like Paul Pat.
Unplug and plug back in.
Well, you know your mom's Hall Pass.
All right, now I don't know. Is it off? Did you turn the mic off?
Hall Pass. There we go.
How do I feel knowing my mom's Hall Pass?
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to block it from my mind entirely.
I know my mom's Hall Pass.
I make fun of it because my mom and my aunt, they were like, "Who is
I
and
think
I would just be
my
like,
mom's
Jesus
one
Christ.
New Edition, but that's a different.
Your mom in New Edition?
One of them. I don't know which
Just
one.
one?
I just know.
Yeah.
I hope it's not all.
Good Lord.
They
Well,
not all
my mom
doing
told
well.
I had asked my mom where my name came from, and that's where she told me who her hall pass was.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah, Estrada.
Eric Estrada
Yeah,
Chips,
I
baby!
was like, motherfucker.
Chip, baby?
Yeah, baby. Holy shit. My dad tried to front. He was like, no, there was an Olympian that won some fucking medal.
Chips off the old block. That
You
needs
tried
to be
to. You
all-
got punched, baby.
Damn.
You're a punch baby.
Hey, my mama's got an
What if,
imagination.
but what if she was in? I don't even remember the white dude's name. But what if she was into him?
I forget what's
They
the one.
both
what is
had
it?
excellent
Remember
quads.
his name.
Yeah.
Dad was on it, but he was like the captain.
I don't remember.
I wish I had their hair. You can
What
call me
is your
whatever you want.
favorite Queen song not from Highlander?
All right, so yeah, probably Show Must Go On or Bicycle Race.
Bicycle Race was fun except for when he says, I don't like Star Wars.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
no,
oh,
but-
you motherfucker.
They
I was
got
really...
it's a mention. Queen even decided to utter your.
He says
fucking
Jaws
shit.
was never my thing, and I don't like Star Wars. I hope he's speaking
He's coming at
about
Steven.
another
There is
person.
a video of him doing it with
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
There's a video of him. He's on Darth Vader's shoulders, like he performed, and Darth Vader came out.
He's
so
coming
he's a
at
liar,
Steven
Freddie
and
Mercury.
George. He's like, I don't like y'all. That's what he's saying. That's
still
what
gets
it
a
is.
pass
I'm
in my
sorry.
book.
What is your favorite movie about music?
Oh yeah, you're gonna love this. I like really cheesy movies, so The Oneaters, I could watch that shit.
Oh, that thing you do.
Yeah,
I
every
love
day.
that thing you do.
What movie?
I
is
some
it?
That
the
thing you
Wonders.
do with Tom Hanks as the record producer for this band.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
love
the
that
Beatles.
cheesy shit.
I'm quite
Yeah,
young.
it's fucking amazing.
Oh, you said white. I'm quite young. I don't know what that.
That's
It
another
came
one
out-
you don't need in your memory.
I'm
bank.
29.
It
Don't
came
worry
out
about
in the 90s. You're old enough for that shit. Fuck you.
fuck me. What is it?
But it's basically like the one-hit wonders. Like that was what happened in the 60s when they would get discovered. They
Bunch
would
of
go on
friends
tour,
start a
put out
band.
records, and then it was there was Tom Hanks, and then the drummer was the dude that looks like young Tom Hanks. I forget that name. Yeah, John Everett Scott. That he was.
From Dead Man on Campus?
Yes, the guy from Dead Man on
The
Campus.
dead man on the campus in
He was so
Okay,
in that
taking
movie. They pick him up and they start touring. And that's another one where they wrote like '60s inspired music for it. I fucking love those songs too.
Yeah, like it's just that era. Any movie with that era just kind of gets me. And that one has music, so boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know who could have played a crazy Freddie Mercury if the timing was right? Juan Luis Guerra.
Juan Luis Guerra.
Look it up.
But he can't. Not the voice. He's
No,
not
the guy. Like, he looks like him to me. You know,
yeah, but you got to be able to do the singing too. I
he won a
guess.
Grammy, bro.
I know, but he doesn't sound like Freddie Mercury.
What
He
that
hit the
matter?
notes.
Whatever. We're
they
getting
get-
real Latino
Nah, he
right now. We're
bugging,
getting
dude.
real.
That's all we got. Real Spanish.
They doing fucking Princess Leia with CGI. Wouldn't matter if he got
That's
a sound
true.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Auto-tune.
Would this movie have been better if they have CG'd Freddie Mercury into it, just did motion capture?
Oh my God, no.
I would have.
No.
Like it just looks like it's
The
like he
world
just
can
looks
only
like a
take so
cartoon
much.
cutout. That's just like Freddie Mercury. Brian May and Roger Taylor's like, we need to make this movie how we want to make it. We're just gonna get a robot to do it. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Eric, I dispute
Yes,
you.
no,
That dude
I
looks
said
like
at the
you.
time was right.
If
Because
the-
he looked like old Freddie Mercury. You got to pick a young picture of him and
He
an
looks
old
like
picture of
John
Freddie Mercury.
Turturro
Look,
and the
Look.
dude. with-
Inappropriate.
he's a very
Big Lebowski.
inspirational
What-
gentleman that has some very similar features. That's all
Eric,
I was saying.
what would you like to promote before you go?
Adam Suzanne speaks well into his camera phone. If you ever want to just check out his live feeds, because he could read whatever you want
Yeah.
Yeah,
and doesn't have
I wanna-
no
yeah.
dry mouth.
The
ever.
Vera Cruz. That's
Yeah,
what I want.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I do. There was. When did you do that thing where you read what the Hannah
Miley
Montana
Cyrus.
book? Miley Cyrus's book.
I saw that.
I love it. Thank you very much. A round of applause for Eric.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, closing out the show. Back from beyond, ladies and gentlemen, Will motherfucking Watkins!
God, he's back. Will Watkins.
Yeah! The prodigal
motherfucking
son. Yeah, he's my baby.
I'm happy. There can only be one Watkins.
There can only
Yeah,
be
man.
one.
We ain't done talking about the Highlander, baby. This is sort of the Highlander podcast. We're doing this shit.
Yeah, that is. We're talking about Queen. We're talking about Bohemian Rhapsody. The movie's coming out. It's supposed to be trash. But where did you first hear about Queen?
Highlander, man. It wasn't even the original movie. I heard about Queen because it was the title song to the Highlander TV series.
Right.
And
That my mom horned out over.
And then later on, I found out about the movie, and the movie was dope. I like. Did you know Queen originally was approached to just do Princes of the Universe, and then Freddie Mercury was like, "Let me read the script," and he read it. He was like, "I'm doing the whole fucking album."
Yeah.
He was like, "This movie's dope. I'm doing this shit."
This is mine now.
Yeah.
This is my movie.
The music video for Princes of the Universe takes place on Silver Cup Studios.
Yeah, it's iconic. That sign is.
Yeah.
You see it every time you take the train in. You could pass right by it on the 7. It's crazy.
Oh man, I fucking love that. Highlander was the best.
Highlander 2, not the best.
Nah, went down quick.
not good. 3 was good. I like 3
They
though.
all have their place. Yeah, Mario Van Peebles is dope.
Yeah,
he's great.
He was dope in 3.
But yeah, that was my shit right there. I loved. I didn't know anything about Queen. I didn't know anything about music, so I tried to find out how to get it was all the different stores. Like, hey, do you guys have the music from Highlander? And everybody was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You fucking dweeb!" And so the only music I could find from a Highlander was there was the London Symphony Orchestra plays Queen,
Oh wow!
and it was beautiful.
I imagine it would be.
You
Yeah.
have not heard I Want to Ride My Bicycle until you've heard the London Symphony Orchestra do it. No, there's no vocals.
No lyrics.
There's no
Instrumentals.
vocals.
He's humming along the entire
Yeah.
time.
It's just violins playing the leads.
I did end up I found the Highlander soundtrack, but it was no Queen music. It was just like the background music.
The instrumental part.
It's just
the
it wasn't
score.
even
You just got the score.
just the score from like Richie is sad.
They're in the art studio. Yeah.
That's where he
oh.
honed his karaoke skills.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, no, that's because there's always like when you get the soundtrack, you always run the risk of like there's the one song and then the rest of it's just like the environmental background music.
Yeah.
That I would listen to when I would like study and shit in college. I would listen to like soundtracks, and then I would get distracted remembering the movie. Like I'd just be like, oh yeah, that's this part.
I do that all the time because when I sit down to actually write comedy, because I still do comedy, everybody.
Congratulations. Hey!
When I sit down to write, I put in music that doesn't have lyrics because I get distracted by the lyrics. But occasionally, like a Lord of the Rings soundtrack comes on, and it's like, oh, Pippin has a beautiful voice.
Like if it's intense, do you like scribble extra hard?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like suddenly
get
your
into
jokes
that.
are just like really epic and talking about elves and
So I was
shit.
at the mall the other day, and these goddamn Uruk-hai came out. They're the bastard versions of the elves.
There's 2 types of Uruk-hai and whatever. You start doing Chris Rock jokes.
Uruk-hai expect you to compliment them for shit you're supposed to do. Yeah, man. You're supposed to pay child support, goblin.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie about music?
All right, I got well, Carrie did 3. A couple other people did 3. I'm gonna do 3. 3 I'm surprised nobody mentioned. Is very much the way I'm surprised nobody mentioned Highlander up until the last 2 fucking people.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go with 1. I'm gonna start out with is because I'm a young, well, not young anymore. I'm a white male in his early 30s. 8 Mile. Gotta go with 8 Mile.
Yeah. 8 Mile, that's right.
I believe that men of my age don't go to therapy. They just listen to Lose Yourself on repeat. And that's how we get rid of our anger.
You can always tell when they're listening to. Just something about
You're
it.
just lucky I'm not listening to Bob with the Bob, motherfucker. All right, I'll go 8 Mile. The second one I'll do is some people don't like this movie. I kind of like it, which is called I'm Not There. It's the Bob Dylan movie. But it's like 8 different people play Bob Dylan, including Kate Blanchett, who's my bae. But it's just a beautiful movie. The third one,
I was bringing around to Lord of the Rings, man. Your love for Galadriel.
Bring it on.
The third one, I'm surprised neither of you said, which is...
I haven't said it yet. I'm leaving mine out.
It's got to be something Latin.
Selena!
I knew it!
How has nobody mentioned Selena?
Selena.
Like, it sucks to say, but like,
Bam, bam.
not every Latin person knew who Selena was even when she was popping. Like, I didn't know who she was until she died, unfortunately. My sister listened to her all the time.
No, I definitely knew who she was. And then she died, and then like that was all you heard.
Yeah, definitely
Like-
after. All right, cool.
Yeah, after she died, it was all
So
over
when
the
they
place.
made the movie, you're like, oh my god, I'm so excited that Fly Girl's gonna be in a movie.
Oh no, not J-Lo.
There was a moment where like there was all those rumors about J-Lo patting her butt or something like that.
yeah.
There was like, and then except from the Latinos, like,
we
nah, man.
knew that was real.
Yeah, my cousins.
We knew that
like my cousin's got an ass that big. She, you know, they're like, who? These are just normal Latino traits.
There were also rumors that Edward James almost patted his jowls.
Yeah, he got some jowls. I also love the they picked that metal dude to be like when not they didn't pick him to be her boyfriend or whatever her husband, that guy, was like the heavy metal guy, and then they clean him up. They do like a little Pretty Woman thing to him, and then they cut his hair. It's like a little montage.
He looked beautiful.
That movie's great. They play the music. She does lip sync in it. Like she's not singing the song, so it's like you know, you don't know about J-Lo's voice, but
What do you expect? People to fucking... Right, Rami Malek doesn't fucking...
I know.
What about that movie Stole Your Heart?
What about that movie?
Stole Your Heart.
Ah, fuck. Stole my heart? I don't know if it stole my heart. I
If
liked
it's a
it. It was
music, it's
on
gotta
when the
steal your
teacher
heart.
didn't want to teach that day.
That's one way to get it in. Yeah.
They're like, do you want to watch Selena or Jumanji again? We'll go with Selena. We'll go with Selena.
I heard The Rock's coming out with one.
I will say so. Like by the time one that has not come up, and it's one of my favorite movies about music of all time is Walk Hard, a Dewey Cox story. No one has talked about. They wrote 20 fucking songs for that movie, and they were all different genres. And the soundtrack is insanely good. It's fascinating. The movie is a joke factory, and it's fucking great.
Can't make it a house of candy.
And,
No.
You can't make it. Yeah, it's like you can't marry two women at the same time. Yeah, but what if you're famous? I love that movie. John C. Reilly fucking crushed it. He sang his own motherfucking songs.
Yeah. He's a great singer.
He is great. Yeah.
He released a good. He was great in Chicago, but then he also released like an Irish album. It was really good.
Yeah,
it's weird. But you know, there's another one nobody mentioned. Somebody mentioned kind of like this, but Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But it was kind of somebody mentioned. I forgot who it was, but it's like. Somebody just walks in a house, and Snoop Dogg is there, and he's like, well, let's lay down this track. And it's literally just his top hits. Yeah. And he's just off the top of his head in the middle of fucking Dre's living room. It's like, that didn't fucking happen.
That's they make a joke about that in Walk Hard where she says something and then it's like and then he starts saying Walk Hard. It's like, are you writing a song right now? He's like thinking to himself, and then all of a sudden, and then like literally the whole Walk Hard song when he records it in the movie, he walks in, no one in the studio knows who he is, and he just starts playing, and then all of a sudden everyone's on board on key. Everyone knows exactly what to play.
I
Like,
thought about this 5 minutes ago, and now I'm playing.
yeah. Oh, it's that whole movie is fucking gold. I love that movie. And when they do the disco version where he's like, walk hard, and it's so perfect. You don't want none of this, Dewey. And he says like, we're doing heroin. You don't want none of this. Like, I believe him. Yeah.
The weed scene.
The weed scene, the heroin scene. I love that movie so much.
And you never paid for drugs.
Yeah.
Kim Meadows is the best.
That whole movie is great.
Speaking of heroin, Ray was great.
Ray was really good. Won a fucking Oscar for Jamie Foxx. He was great. What would you like? Oh wait, what was your favorite Queen song?
I gotta go with Who Wants to Live Forever.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah, man.
That is a good song.
Because really, who does want to live forever?
I can't close the show without Vampires. What? Well, thank you so much for being here. Welcome back.
We're not done yet.
Well, is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
All right, Monday, I think it's the 5th. I'm at Water Park. It's a comedy show. And then
Halyards.
Halyards.
Sleaze is before that. Come in.
Wine and Sleaze.
I'll come hang out. That'll be good. Then Tuesday, I'm voting. I think you guys should too.
Everybody vote.
And then tomorrow, Friday, very special. Pay attention. Justin Hill and I, about 5 o'clock, are going to go eat Detroit-style pizza at Lion Tigers and Squares on 23rd Street. If you guys want to come hang out,
This
come
is
eat some
tomorrow
pizza.
or Saturday?
Tomorrow, Friday.
Fuck.
Custom made.
It's like a
It's
square.
it's personal pan pizza basically. It's a crispy, buttery crust. It's very nice.
And it's got mustard.
Yeah, they have fanciful
No, there's one of them is a
toppings.
mustard.
One of them is a mustard.
Everything else is regular. Will, you want to come?
I'm busy tomorrow, but can you and I go next Friday?
Yeah, I'll go next Friday.
Hey everybody, welcome to Pizza Chat here on Unsung Heroes, the podcast within the podcast where we talk about pizza.
Yeah.
Let me get a slice.
Follow him at William A. Watkins. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Will motherfucking Watkins! Come on, music. Oh, we got him. The bad boys of podcasting. Give it up for Shane Bell! What's up, buddy? Shane, welcome to the show. We're talking about Queen.
I got a hole in my jeans, so I'm a bad boy.
What do you got for us, man? Do you have? Are you a fan of Queen? Are you?
They're cool. I've never deep dived into their music. I know everything that everyone else knows.
Yeah, you know that, but they're everywhere. Like you can't
It's
have
one
not
of those.
have
It's
heard
like
them.
you don't have to ever try to listen to Michael Jackson to know Michael Jackson. It's kind of like that. you know?
They're up there.
You gotta
With,
try.
I still love that story about that fucking llama. Michael Jackson kept trying to bring a llama into the studio, and they were going to work together. Freddie Mercury was going to do a song with Michael Jackson. He would not. He would not give up that fucking llama. Like, imagine the level of fame you have to have and stardom to just be like, nah, no llama, no deal.
Did you see that interview that he did? Not that he did recently, but it got publicized recently, where he's talking about working with Sid Vicious. And Sid Vicious didn't want to. Yeah, he was like, I kept calling him Simon Ferocious, and he didn't want to work with me after that.
Some of his interviews are fucking classic. Like he was smart. He was quick. He was great. Do you have a favorite Queen song?
We Are the Champions because I'm a sports fan. That's
Yeah.
That
that
is
just
like
gets played
perfect
at
sport.
sporting events. Yeah.
Also a fan of Revenge of the Nerds because
Yeah.
they play that at the end of Revenge of the Nerds, like they fucking won.
When
That's
I was
a fucked up movie to win.
When I was a kid, I first heard "We Are the Champions," but it was combined with "We Will Rock You." Like it was like "We Will Rock You," then transferred into "We Are the Champions," and I always thought they were the same song for the longest time.
Yeah, they would do that on the radio. I remember hearing that they
Yeah.
would lead into each other, almost like you would hear Van Halen "Eruption" go into "You Really Got Me." Like it was on the CD, they were just together.
Yeah.
This is all in theory because all my sports teams are garbage. But yeah, I love.
It's like "We will rock you" in theory. Hopefully,
Also,
We are the champions one day.
shout out to Queen for teaching white people rhythm with "We Will Rock You."
oh yeah.
Boom, boom, clap. Just like this is as easy as we can make it, guys. We're gonna go slow at first.
We're not even gonna have the guitar come in. Like just listen and repeat.
Clap.
Yeah.
He was spitting bars in that song too.
Yeah, it was real rapid fire delivering.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Shane with the generous nod.
Bars.
Shane, do you have a favorite movie about music?
Favorite movie about music?
It could be a musical. It could be about the music experience, or something with like a dope soundtrack.
I was gonna say I felt like I should have said 8 Mile, and then I was like, I don't actually love 8 Mile. I would be because I don't.
Yeah, Brittany Murphy, rest in peace.
Rest in
I
peace,
love Brittany Murphy.
But it's also just weird watching a famous rapper play like his fantasized version of what his upbringing could have been.
Yeah, it's a
because
huge.
that's not what his upbringing was. It was a lot sadder and less fun. Like Eminem fantasized about like I'm the white guy. Like imagine when the white guy's the underdog. And the rich black dude is like has his foot on my throat, and then I rise up. I'm like, no, I'm shit on, and like some woman shits on him, but really the real version is just like his mom has whatever his mom had, Munchausen's.
Yeah.
And he's from
Munchausen by
Detroit.
proxy. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm from Detroit and I work in a factory, but really he was from Detroit and was just like didn't have a job. Ever.
I do appreciate that he's only been in one movie his entire career, and it was just playing him.
Yeah. Like he didn't try to do too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have Timberlake? Oh no.
He has a cameo in The Wash.
Oh, you know what? He's also has a cameo in the interview. In the interview where he comes out as gay to James Franco, and that whole scene at the beginning where he just it's so fucking funny. That's we've done lineups, I guess, so you could pick up to 3.
All right, 8 Mile's cool. What's Almost Famous is
Almost Famous, a classic. Yeah.
Almost Famous is pretty good. It's another one that I like a lot. I don't know. I don't like movies with music, and I don't like musicals too. Hate musicals. Alex Murray knows that. when like a character asks someone else like, "How's your day?" and then they just like, me. I'm like, fucking kill yourself. Ugh.
You know, like Fame?
No, fuck Fame.
Fuck Fame.
But Tupac went
Is
there,
that based
man.
off LaGuardia High School? Nicki Minaj went to LaGuardia.
Yeah.
I mean,
the performing arts school.
yeah, every girl I know from LaGuardia is just, it's like a trashy, like, you know when like a mobster, like an Italian from Long Island who's a mobster tries to be like, you know, it's like, we didn't make our money illegally. That's like the Fame girls. It's just like a Nicki Minaj who like thinks she's not ghetto. Because she knows like the word Gershwin, so she's like, I'm not ghetto, but she'll still peel off fake nails and like scratch her face. Is this too local?
I get, the illusion of upper classdom. Well, that's the thing about music. Like anybody, like I classical music or whatever was only taught to people who were talented, so you could like earn your way into like high society if you were a talented, musician and all that stuff. I think that like that's still people who like. There's music gatekeepers where they're like, oh, you listen to this.
The best is like music gatekeepers for genres that like even wider society doesn't respect. Like I grew up going to like punk and hardcore shows, and they'll be like hardcore kid snobs. I'm like, you have cargo shorts on. You can't be a snob about this.
Yeah. There's definitely an element to that. Do you have anything you'd like to promote before you go?
November 9th, I'm doing a Brian Mitchell show at Freddie's Robot Hospital. I have a podcast called Broken Ankles. We talk about basketball.
Yeah, is that out? That's out already, right?
It's on iTunes. Search iTunes, Broken Ankles, Lipson, whatever. Narcissist Shane on Twitter. I'm the Center of the Universe on Instagram. I host the Creek in the Cave open mic every Thursday at 6 p.m. Free murder.
Free murder right before this show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Shane Gale! Surprise, surprise, a special guest coming in to close the show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Iowa's own Patrick Hasty!
Baby. Hey, how are we doing? Thanks for the rousing applause.
Yeah, what's up,
How's
buddy?
it going? How are you? I'm glad I got to do this.
Yeah, I'm glad. We dragged it out just for you.
We talked about it. I was going to try to go first.
Yeah.
And then the world changed. If you guys haven't heard, but now I'm going to end up going last. That's fun.
Did something happen? Was there an apocalypse?
Nah, I just wanted to see everybody get in their phones. You guys are all pretty chill about it. You got a dog, dang.
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
a dog in here. What is that's our mascot, Sir Davos, everybody.
Give it up for that dog.
Davos, the leader of Unsung Heroes, the true hero of Unsung Heroes.
What's the dog's name?
Sir Davos.
Like
What's that thing?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I got
with
you.
the
I
beard,
got
he's
you.
cool.
Winter's coming. I get it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Patrick, we're talking about Queen. We're talking
Queen,
about
the band.
Yeah,
Baby
the band.
boy.
Freddie Mercury himself, the man, the myth, the legend. Do you know who they are?
I do know who they are. I listen to them. We will rock you.
Yeah.
That
What
was
was your
said?
first exposure to the band?
Literally that. The We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. That cassette I had, it was like a greatest hits. You know,
Yeah.
I remember when he died. It was a huge deal. Everybody was really sad because it happened fast. It was like the guy from the guy from Highway to Heaven. Remember that guy?
Michael Landon.
It was like when Michael Landon died. Yeah, it was just like very fast. They're like,
Why
you're
the
sick and you're
fuck do I
dead.
know who Michael? I'm shocked myself with how
I was
quickly I
tricking
knew
you
him.
into it. I knew it the whole time. Little House on the Prairie, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I loved it.
Well, he was sick. There's actually a song that is on that last album that he sings the first like.
Is it Fat Bottom Girls?
No, yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
my new favorite song.
That's
I
a good
forgot.
one,
How
yeah.
could I forget Fat Bottom?
Yeah,
Girls?
Fat
yeah.
Bottom Girls. I'm telling you, it unites us all. Everyone's just like, yeah, Fat Bottom Girls make the world go round.
Yeah.
Truer words.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But there's a song where he's like, it's the last song he recorded. He records the first like up to the solo, the guitar
Yeah.
solo, and then he was like, hey, I'm feeling a little tired. I'm gonna go home. He dies.
Jesus.
And then Brian May comes and sings the last verse. When you hear that song, it's
Yeah.
like really.
It's like,
rough.
remember when Nirvana did that MTV Live? Yeah. And there's that one
Unplugged,
part in the
Unplugged.
middle of like, where did you sleep last night, baby? There's one part where he says a line and then he looks like his voice is catching up, but he like looks right into the camera and it's like, that's when he knows he's dying. Like that's it, you know? It's like one of those moments, you know?
He planned it.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing, and it really sucks because it's like the Jimi Hendrix thing. How would they have burned out? You know, how would they have disappeared?
They'd be like you too, though. They'd be everywhere. You know, they'd be doing stuff. We probably would hate some of their albums, and then maybe they'd throw one on our phone by accident, and then all of a sudden it's my favorite album, but nobody else likes it. So I gotta fucking
yeah, you love that one.
love that album. You guys
People
heard it?
snuck an
It's
album
good.
into everybody's phone.
We're
and
talking
then,
about U2 now, guys. It's a U2 podcast now.
It's funny to fantasize about where musicians go. Like the line in that Top 5 movie by Chris Rock,
Yeah,
where he's like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
Tupac had lived, he'd be like the abusive boyfriend in a Tyler Perry movie.
yeah.
Like, we would hate him.
Yeah, you would hate him. What is your favorite Queen song?
I don't know, because I like the hits. I like We Are the Champions because at the end of Mighty Ducks 2, they sing it around the campfire.
We talked
right?
about
I'm
Mighty
sure
Ducks
that's been it.
motherfucking 2.
When I was a kid, I decided I didn't like Queen because they got that one song. I don't remember, is it by, I don't know. There's one song where they're just like, and I never liked Star Wars.
Yes, that was heartbreaking.
Right?
Bicycle
and I
race.
love Star Wars, and so I was like, they're not for me. And then, but I literally this week listened to Queen because I at work I put on my Spotify. I pay for it, you know. I'm not bragging, but that's right. Yeah, no ads, you know. And I will put on bands and be like, I never got into Queen. Let's listen, and I'll listen to their top 10 songs and be like, okay, I like some of that. And I literally did that this week with them. A couple weeks ago, I got into Paul Simon a lot. You guys heard him?
Yeah.
Baby, he's going to Graceland, and I'm going with him. You know, it's so good.
Hey, we're starting the show over. It's all about Paul Simon, everybody.
Paul
We're
Simon
doing it
show.
again.
Get
We're
on
doing it again.
there.
Yeah.
You think it'd be funny if Garfunkel put out a song called "You Can't Call Me Al"? That'd be good, right?
That's funny.
That's good, right?
That involves a lot of foreknowledge.
Sure, yeah.
What is your favorite? We're also because that movie Bohemian Rhapsody is coming out and everybody's saying it sucks.
iRobot.
iRobot.
No, that's not it.
That's
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot. That's right. Isn't it fucked up they call that guy Mr. Robot when there was already that guy in Star Wars named Mr. Robot, you know, the little guy? Beep, boop, bop, boop. That guy's Mr. Robot, right?
You think
That sounds like how like a mobster
I
would
love
condescend
Star
to
Wars.
a
It's been
caveman.
established on this podcast.
Do you think-
There's C-3PO and then Mr. Robot, and they go on their adventures. They're the only ones in all the movies.
Do you think R2D2?
Who's that now?
His first name is R2D2 Robot.
Never, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't love the prequels. Maybe this is some prequel stuff.
My dad's robot.
Yeah.
Call me R2.
Call me R2.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Oh, that makes sense. His last name, I don't get.
Yeah.
I'm a very, professional.
You're
I like
very
last names.
formal.
Mercadal.
The funny thing is that when you grow up Latino, that guy's name is Arturo because my grandmother would call him Arturito, and his name was Little Arturo.
Yeah. In one of the books, there's a part where Luke's got to go into like hyper sleep, something like that.
Whatever, yeah.
He sleeps a lot, And Mr. Robot's in the back of the X-wing back there, and he's beep booping. And in the book, because you can't hear beep boop, right?
Yeah.
And in the book, it just says Mr. Robot. You get it. It says R2 tweets away as Luke falls asleep. But this was like 1990 or something. I'm like, did they fucking invent tweeting? Is that what happened? I always thought it was Bart Simpson on the chalkboard at the beginning of the episodes, but I think it was R2.
No, I think it was birds.
They invented
what
tweets.
is your
I get it.
favorite?
I'm stupid as fuck, man.
What is your favorite movie about music?
I love. I don't know if it's considered a movie. I love the filmed production of the original Broadway cast of Into the Woods.
Oh
Right.
That's right.
with Bernadette Peters and the old man and the rest.
Yeah,
It's great.
Sure.
Chip
Professor, Marianne, Ginger. they're all
Chip
in.
something is in it. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yes, that's it.
But I remember seeing that in school. They showed us that in school.
I didn't see it till like 2 years ago. I fell in love with musicals recently, and if you guys haven't seen it, listen to Into the Woods. The soundtrack's great. Watch that one. The movie that Disney put out, it's not great. It's not good. But that production is great, and I put that on late at night, and I'll just watch it. And it's shot beautifully,
It really is well done with it. It's a good represent. It's like when they shoot a stage.
Once
Stage play.
upon a time. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Fantastic, Patrick
Thank you.
Casey.
Thank you guys so much.
Would
Thank
you
you.
like to wait?
Yeah,
Promote your stuff, Pat.
I got some plugs.
Here we go. Plug away.
You can listen to me every week, twice a week on the Nostalgic Front podcast.
There we go.
Available on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere.
All the stuff.
All the stuff. You get it, We're not on Google Play, but that's, walk out. I'm in solidarity. I local jokes. You can follow me on Twitter at Patrick Hasty, PatrickHastie, PatrickHasty.com for all upcoming shows and stuff
That's
like
right.
that. I run a show here at the Creek Baby this Saturday. If you're listening to this, when does this come out?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, you can listen to this Saturday.
Jackknife.
Jackknife Comedy, the Creek and the Cave, first Saturday of every month. Come to it, tell your friends, be cool, never die.
Patrick motherfucking
Jackknife
Casey.
Comedy.
Yeah,
Patty!
Thank you, Shane.
Oh,
Ladies
you're
and
done too,
gentlemen,
right?
that is the end of the show.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you all for being here. Remember, you can listen to this at Zeros on Heroes, Zeros on Heroes on all social media. And you can follow me at Mike Mercadal. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the champions. Remember to go out and be heroic.
I've taken my bows at my curtain call.